Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. We see Mukherjee asking Sri Ramakrishna, is it good to read books like Bhagavad Gita? Sri Ramakrishna is telling, what will you do by mere reading? People may read, people go for hearing lectures. Now they have at hand the cell phone and in YouTube, so many things here. But there is no internal transformation. The person is same person what he was earlier. He hears as if what all he very little he preserves, and much of it is misunderstood because it belongs to a realm of which we don't have any access at all. It is regarding God. Now, it is transcendental and beyond time and space. The scriptures are explaining about God, the spirit, the world of the spiritual. But what do we understand? It is just like a blind man. Somebody is explaining to him what is seeing, what is light. Somebody is explaining to blind people. A group of blind people are listening. Oh, light is like this. It is all pervading, everywhere it remains. Sun is the most important source of light, and from daybreak to night ending, there will be light in which we are able to see everything. Then continues the moonlight and then the starlights. And people are able to see less clearly, but are able to see. So these explanations he goes on hearing. He has never known what is here, seeing at all. What seeing is he did not understand. What light is he did not understand, but he has conceived it in his own way. There is a thing called seeing, there is a thing called light, which I don't know what it is. Then he explains to that person about various colors, red, green, white, blue and all that. And each time he gets accustomed to the words. Where red is used to show the danger, where green is used to show the safety. All this he explains. Then that he has conceived in his own way and preserving it in mind. But what is his experience? Zero. Because he doesn't have one sense with which he can see light or understand what is seeing. It is misunderstood. So with that we enter the world of discussion, argument, like the 9 blind people hearing about elephant. Each one is going and holding to one particular aspect of. He explains elephant is such a thing and all. They leave the blind people in front of an elephant. The one who holds the leg, he says, oh, I have seen it, I have found it. He's like a pillar. The elephant is like a pillar. The other one who holds the trunk of the elephant says, oh, it's like a snake. So each one holds One who touches the ears, he says, oh, it's like a winnowing fan. Each one is giving a version. And then they go together and start fighting. No, I have touched and seen, I have touched and seen, he says. Each one is telling, I have touched and seen. But elephant is elephant, and our knowledge is wrong knowledge of the elephant. So here we see those who have little knowledge, that knowledge of a wrong understanding, they share, discuss, argue and talk over, while the real knower sits silently listening. Sometimes, when it reaches peak, he says, oh, I have seen what all you have seen is true, but it is not complete. Each one has seen a part of it. One was holding, it was like a snake, it was the trunk of the elephant. One was feeling a pillar, was leg of the elephant. You take together all the versions of all people, then it gives a reality. So that conviction, that understanding, that blessings, now it opens a new sense which can conceive. Then they are taken, after getting some understanding of what elephant is, they are made to move with a teacher. He makes you touch the same organ which you had seen, touched and understood to be elephant. He takes to the other. Look at here, you see, he shows the continuation of that animal to its leg. He continues to the trunk, which was looking like a huge wall. Then he moves round. Each part he makes him feel, and then he says, what all you have thought of, what all you have understood is true. They are different aspects of one existence. Now we have to go till then to understand what God is. What did the scripture say to us while telling, when you are reading Bhagavad Gita? It must be an experience at every level as he is advancing. The first stage is that of a beginner. He studies and hears. Second, he sings his name and glories. He prays to God, meditates on him, and sings the names and glories. The third stage is of that perfect soul. He has seen God, realized him directly and immediately in his inner consciousness. Last is the stage of supremely perfect. Like Chaitanya, such a devotee establishes a fine relationship with God, looking on him as his son or beloved. Now see, we'll go back to the beginning of today's paragraph. The first stage is that of a beginner. He is walking towards the goal. He has taken a resolution. He has resolved to realize God in this life. Somewhere he has to begin. Now, just like I want to eat some food, I go to the market, buy and bring things. How do I go and bring before? I am set out for bringing. beginning. Bringing is items needed is the first thing we do. Like that, first stage is that of beginner. He studies and hears. First is just hearing, Shrotra, and hears and reads. Second stage is of the struggling aspirant. He wants to see, he wants to realize, he wants to know directly what it is. He is not satisfied with somebody explaining it through books and some understanding of people, whether it is right or wrong, that they claim to have reached or realized God. So now he's struggling to reach that. All the time, same thought persists in his mind. How can I reach? What am I to do? Am I on the right path? So many days and nights I wept. So long I have spent, but no illumination. For what? Where did I do the mistake? Where am I erring? That realization, the divine touching my heart or my body has never happened. So this struggle continues. Goes, prays, stands, so many things. What all austerities he can do, giving up food, this, that, so many things they will do. But nothing moves. The third stage is that of the perfect soul. Last, the grace of God descends to lift the soul to its enlightenment. The nature too helps, the divine too takes the steps. He has seen God. By grace of God, a ladder was kept in front of him that he could climb to the apex. Realize Him directly, realize God directly, and immediately in his own center of consciousness. Each person has his center of consciousness. He has an existence, he has a center of consciousness. Center of consciousness. Where I am, as if, where am I existing in this bodily existence? Where am I existing in the universe, in universal consciousness? Now I know my position in the home. I know my position in the society. Such and such a man I am. I have the bodily identity. I have the social identity. I have the national identity. But what position? What is your identity? You have and realized in this world, being a part of the world. So that identity. The third stage is the perfect soul that he has attained. Means what he wanted to reach, he has reached. What he wanted to know, he has known. What he wanted to interact with, it has been already realized. He has seen God. Realized Him directly and immediately in his inner consciousness, antarprajna, inner consciousness, bahirprajna, external consciousness. Now, depths of his being, he has known what God is. He might not have yet ripened to give the fruit of physical witnessing of God at a particular level. But many do. He has seen God, realize Him directly and immediately in his own inner consciousness. Last is the stage of supreme perfect. Like Chaitanya, such a devotee establishes a definite relationship with God, looking on Him as his son or beloved. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is explaining the various stages of experience and what he would be. Now, I am longing for God. I love God. And I want to see Him, talk to Him, be with Him. That longing, inner longing, he is seeking God. Now, he feels helpless that he is not able to live a graceful life like that of renunciation. Then can your heart awaken your heart and link your love to God? So each stage has a problem and a solution. To how can I interact with God in and through mind, in and through intellect, in and through our normal heart's love. Such a devotee establishes definite relationship with God after, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Hanuman looked upon his master as the Lord and himself as a devotee. Krishna interacted with Arjuna, and Arjuna interacted with Krishna as if they are close friends. Now, Meera looked upon Krishna as her sarvasva, everything that she can think of. He is my child, he is my father, he is my husband, he is my everything. That kind of identity, that he is everything. Similarly, Bharata had the relationship of seeing brother in Sri Rama. Each one has developed a particular attitude, and with that they live with God above this world of duality. It's a world of oneness. He is seeing his own reflection in God, or God in his reflection, and they are intimately related and loving each other. Definitely, looking on him as his son or beloved. Yam, Rakhal, Jogin, Latu, and other devotees were entranced by these words of the divine realization. Sri Ramakrishna has shown the path to God and making us lead along the path to God. So here we see Rakhal, Yogin and all these devotees were entranced by these words of divine realization. How do we realize God? What is the path we tread, and how we have to behave ourselves mentally, physically, and all that is an intuitive understanding that comes because of his dedication to God. Mr. Mukherjee and his friends were taking leave of the master. After saluting him, they stood up. Master also stood up to show them courtesy. Mukherjee smiling, that you should stand up or sit down. Master smiling, but what is the harm? Water is water, whether it is placed on in waves. I am like cast of leaf in the wind. The wind blows and that leaf, wherever it lists, I am the machine and the God is its operator. Mukherjee they are about to part and they stand up, bowing down they stand up and they feel, oh, why should he get up and stand when we are going? Prayer, adherence, bowing down, all this show that acceptance of supremacy. You are supreme. That is when I bow down to someone, bow down especially to God, bowing down is an acceptance of God's supremacy and my being subject to its supremacy. I am subject, he is master. He is king, I am his praja. Like that acceptance of, and for that supremacy which we are adoring as supreme, suppose it stands up to bow down as if bowing down. At least to show the courtesy, he stands up. That expression humiliates, or rather humbles. We should not use the term humiliate, but humbles down the seer. Oh Lord, you are more than supreme. That's why you stand up like this. There is no match to you. Because in God there is no ego of doership, enjoyership, or knowership. He is as simple and clear as newborn baby. With all his knowledge of the whole universe, its past, present and future, every knowledge of the cycle, every knowledge of Jiva is having. But he is not complicated structure, not accommodated anything that is unwanted. He has the supreme knowledge and intense compassion for the beings. So we find him standing and, oh, you are standing. What should you stand up or sit down? What? That you should stand up and sit down for us. Master smiling. What is the harm? Water is water, whether it is placid or in waves. Water is wavy, it is also water. Water is calm, then also it is water. How the wisdom supports the truth, you see. I am like a cast of leaf in the wind, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. I am like a cast of leaf in the wind. It is a thing, they are parting. Even at the parting, he is teaching. How should you be humble? How should you be really loving? Not loving out of courtesy, not loving out of need, not loving in expectation of something, including they must be pleased. No, love for love's sake. So that love, like a cast of leaf. No, when the leaf falls off, wherever the wind takes it, it goes. Slightest wind will lift it. Dry leaf that has fallen off, it is carried. Now anywhere it can take, anywhere, it has nothing to say. A leaf, if you don't give water, it weeps. Oh, I am drying away. sun is shining. Within a day, it slowly starts sinking down. Second day you see it's begun to collapse. It is weeping that you are not given water. It wants. When you see the leaf, fallen off leaf, it doesn't want anything. It is at the mercy of wind. Wherever it wants to put, doesn't matter. The leaf has total acceptance where and how the nature in future is going to keep. So this water is water, whether it is moving or placid. I am like cast of leaf in the wind. The wind blows that leaves wherever it lists. It wants to take what is blowing, and it is at the mercy of the air. This has nothing to say. Total acceptance wherever it is taking. It has no more needs. It is total acceptance and subjection. Acceptance is one thing. Subjecting myself to its will is another thing, which God demands, and the devotee offers himself unconditionally forever. I am the machine and God is operator. This was there from Sri Ramakrishna's. One of the important messages is to be instrument in the hand of God. Don't take upon yourself any responsibility, but go on discharging your duties and responsibilities as stationed in this universe, in this particular human life, and offer it all to the divine. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.